What's up YouTube, how goes it? So it's that time of the year again where we're graced with all kinds of awesome new iterations of various laptops. One of those is HP's NV15 laptop. Now unfortunately it hasn't been graced with the 12th gen Intel processors yet. However, with that said, this is still nothing to scoff at because we have the H series 11th gen processors here. So the configuration here is rocking Intel's i7 11800H processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, a generous 1 terabyte solid state drive. In the graphics department, we have the dedicated RTX 3050 with 4 gigabytes of video RAM. Additionally, we do have the latest Wi-Fi 6 as well as Bluetooth standards on board. And like I mentioned, this is a 15-inch display with a IPS Full HD panel, and yes, it is a touch captive display. In today's video, like all other laptop videos, we're really going to take a full rundown of this thing to see where it excels, where it's going to drop the ball, and see if the HP Envy is a laptop you should be envious of when you see it out on the streets. Well, hopefully you're not seeing it out on the streets, but when you see someone have it, and hopefully answer the question of whether or not this is the right one for you. As always, if you guys enjoyed the content, hit that like button, sub to my channel. Thanks for watching, let's go. Starting with a real quick unboxing, in my experience, it takes about $1,500 USD or more before PC manufacturers genuinely start caring about what their boxes actually look like. Thankfully, the HP Envy definitely feels like a premium laptop. It's got this sleek packaging in this nice black box, and it definitely has these cool vibes going on. Now, once you remove the content seal themselves and proceed to open the box, you'll find a few items. First and foremost, this real quick page that acts as the quick start guide, warranty and regulation information. You can scan the QR code on the backside to learn more, but disregard it otherwise. Past that, you have the crown jewel, the HP NV15. Remove all that excessive plastic packaging, get it out, and here it is in all its glory. Damn, this thing looks good. More on that in a quick minute. Finally, you have a monstrous 200-watt charging brick, and trust me, this thing literally is as heavy as it looks. Now, you also have a proprietary pin, but that makes sense given the high amount of wattage passing through this thing. Finally, you have the wall outlet charging piece, and that's everything as far as the unboxing goes. In terms of design and body language, the HP NV15 definitely feels like a high-end or premium laptop. The entire outer body has a metallic finish from top to bottom. Additionally, this laptop has really linear edges, which give it the perception of actually looking larger than it actually is. Depending on your preference in laptop, you'll either love this or you'll highly dislike it. I don't think there's anything in between. Now, with that said, this laptop does have a relatively hefty weight of 4.8 pounds, but that's totally fair given the fact that you have some pretty heavy duty configuration or specifications on this thing, so it needs that extra space, hence that adds the extra weight to it as well. Now, starting with the top side, like I mentioned, you have a full metallic surface finish. There's no particular texture. HP wanted to keep it nice and simple. In between, of course, you have that fancy exclusive high-end HP logo, which literally is a bunch of lines in different directions, but it looks like the word HP. It's pretty cool. HP keeps that flat linear design on the rear side of the laptop, so literally it's just flat, but you do have that cool Envy branding, which of course again adds to that whole prestige factor of owning this laptop. I/O port diversity on this laptop is decent, but not industry leading for a 15-inch machine. So on one side you have the DC charging port, you have a super speed USB-A port with power delivery capability. Past that you have a HDMI 2.1 port, two USB-C ports, both of which support power delivery as well as charging capabilities, and of course you have, oddly enough, a micro SD card reader. Honestly, this could have been a full-size SD card reader. They had all the real estate to do. It's just a very odd decision. Now on the other side, you have another super speed USB-A port, and you also have the good old headphone jack. It's also worth noting you have one of the many exhaust vents on this device located on this side as well. The bottom of this device, as you might have expected, has a full metallic finish. Now those square looking vents you see are essentially the heat exhaust vents, so you have them at the bottom as well as directly beneath the hinge, as you can see over here. So lots of hot air coming out of this laptop, which is great. Also, you'll notice you have a massive air intake vent right in the center. Make sure this stays ventilated in case you have this laptop to prevent overheating. You'll also notice on either corner of the device you have a speaker grill, and this of course supports the stereo speaker Bang & Olufsen setup, which we'll do a sound test later on for. As soon as you unfold this laptop, there's a few things you appreciate right away. You of course have a metallic inner chassis, but beyond that you have a very generous amount of palm rest space, which is great for a 15-inch laptop. Now in the dead center you have that glass surface finished trackpad. This thing looks top notch in terms of quality, and it definitely is top notch. The clicks are nice and tactile, there's a very limited amount of flex, and generally speaking this is a very well tuned trackpad. Unfortunately, the keyboard doesn't quite live up to the same caliber as the trackpad. So while the actual keycaps have a generous amount of surface area minimizing any potential for typos, you'll quickly find when you type on this keyboard, the key travel is decent, but it has a cheap or hollow finish that often leaves it feeling like a wobbly experience, and the keycaps do have a fair bit of finicky wobbleness to it, which again just takes away from that premium experience. Now thankfully this is a fully backlit keyboard and it looks aesthetically nice. You also have a fingerprint scanner right next to the arrow keys, and also the arrow keys are kind of uneven as well, which is something that's a common problem with a lot of laptops. Now, if you ever feel useless, just look at these grills on either side of the keyboard. Believe it or not, they're not speaker grills, they're not cooling vents, they serve no practical purpose whatsoever, and I can confirm this. And this is just one of those bad design choices, in my opinion, where HP could have removed these and included a full-size 10 keypad. They attempt to look good, and sure, they do to an extent, but they just don't serve any practical purpose whatsoever. Directly above the keyboard is the hinge, and this is a single tier hinge mechanism, which is a good thing in terms of durability. Now with that said, I really like it. I think it's pretty well tuned, so it seems like it's durable and designed to last. It's not excessively tight, nor is it excessively loose, and there is a very limited amount of wobble, which I generally think definitely is a good thing. Now if you're one for sleek or thin looking chins, you won't get that here. The HP Envy has a relatively thick chin, but in my opinion it still looks pretty premium. Now you also do have relatively narrow bezels that are more or less in line with modern day laptop standards, and an average size forehead on the very top side, which at the center also hosts a 720p webcam. This is about average. Unfortunately in 2022 the poor webcam plague continues to infect the entire industry, so don't expect anything better here. In terms of display quality, so the HP N15 does come in two major configurations. The one we have here, also the base configuration, essentially has a full HD 1080p display, a 16:9 aspect ratio. Additionally, we also have a standard 60Hz refresh rate. Now this is a IPS panel, and yes, there's no PWM flickering of any sort, so it's definitely high quality. It's also worth noting this is a fully touch captive display. While it's not a 2-in-1 device, it definitely has the capability to support basic touch functionality through your fingers. Color quality critics will be happy to know that this device has a 100% sRGB rating no matter which configuration you get. That means colors essentially look nice and vivid, there's a nice amount of depth, and if you are doing photo or video editing, for example, you definitely appreciate the quality of the display. Now past that, this is a highly reflective display, so it's not non-glare or anti-glare if you will, which basically means if you are going to use this in brighter settings, make sure you crank the brightness up to the highest level. Thankfully you get up to 400 nits of brightness on here, which definitely makes this display bright enough to handle most kinds of glare. In terms of performance, keeping in mind this thing is rocking a H-level chip, it's definitely powerful. Frankly, it would be insulting to even talk too much about day-to-day activities. Of course it's going to work super fast, so web browsing or word processing is going to be a breeze and hardly puts a dent on the processing capabilities of this device. Now with that said, when you really turn up the heat and do more intensive activities like let's say 4K video editing on DaVinci Resolve, this thing handles it like an absolute champ. So there's hardly any frame drops. Real-time editing is a relatively smooth experience, and I was able to add multiple layers without any sort of noticeable lag. Render times are also quite impressive. Now in the gaming department, keep in mind this machine has an RTX 3050 in the base configuration. You can get higher end ones, but even over here it runs games like Doom Eternal at a steady 60 plus frames per second, in fact far higher than that at higher settings, so it's definitely capable of doing some high-end gaming. Granted, not at the highest settings, but again, this is a pretty impressive experience. Even more so impressive perhaps is HP's thermal management. So at its absolute peak load, the average surface temperature barely goes above 44 degrees Celsius, and the heat is dissipated in such a nice manner. Under more realistic sustained loads, you'll probably stay around 38 degrees Celsius, and under idle or lower loads, you can go to as little as 22 degrees Celsius. Not only that, this is a pretty quiet laptop when it's under lower loads, but even at its peak fan noise, rarely does it go above 50 decibels, and that's again again, only for short periods of time when you're doing stuff like intensive gaming, for example. In the battery life department, of course, this is not a high efficiency laptop, so it's not expected to have insane amounts of battery life, but it's kind of all over the place. So if you're doing really low load activities like web browsing at, let's say, 40% brightness, and you're not using the speakers or anything like that, you can squeeze all the way up to 8.5 hours on a full charge. But start doing more realistic activities like, let's say, watching YouTube or Netflix with the speakers running, or looking at content that's consistently above 1080p, and you start draining out battery much faster and get about 5 hours on a single charge. Start doing extensively draining activities like, let's say, gaming, and you'll get as little as an hour and a half on a single charge, which is expected, of course. Now, in the speaker department, this is a very nice sounding laptop, as I expected. That Bang & Olufsen stereo setup definitely pays off. You hear it, it's loud, it's clear, it's crisp as a laptop speaker should be, at least. Unfortunately, again, I'm not a big fan of the fact that those two speaker looking grills that aren't actually screwed at the front are a total waste. It would have been nice to have a front firing speaker as opposed to a bottom firing one. Here's a quick sound test for you guys. In summary, at approximately $1,500 USD, the HP Envy 15 definitely is a premium looking, feeling, and performing device. Now, keep in mind, of course, the configuration and pricing will greatly vary depending on which part of the world you're located in. But with that said, overall, the Envy 15 has a conservative yet high quality build that's great for a business environment or a casual environment. The fantastic trackpad is nothing to scoff at. The keyboard could have been a little bit better, but still is a decent experience. The highlight here has to be that high quality display. Even at the base configuration, you get a full HD touch captive IPS panel, and you can opt to get a Ultra HD display with higher configurations. In terms of performance, like I mentioned, this thing is an absolute powerhouse. Those H series processors are no joke, and that i7 definitely delivers. And hey, for those of you who are interested in gaming or higher in graphical capability, even with the base RTX 3050, you get plenty of horsepower to do all sorts of gaming activities. So overall, I think this is a pretty high-end and top-notch laptop. Some things could have been a little better, like the I/O port diversity or the keyboard quality, or perhaps even the battery life. But generally speaking, I really think if you are in the market for a premium laptop that delivers the key aspects that you would need in a high-end laptop, you'll get them here for sure. As always, if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like button, sub to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.